Hello and welcome to the Tom Graham Diamond at Memorial Field for today's MIAA Division 4 round of 32 matchup. It is the Stoneham Spartans and your Abington Green Wave doing battle. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. Pleasure to be joined alongside. We've got, as per typical in the MIAA playoffs, a loaded broadcast booth. Of course, we've got the Dr. James Madden returning to the show. James, welcome.
Thank you, Mad Dog. Appreciate it. Glad to be back.
And making his broadcast debut all the way from Burlington, Vermont, former third baseman and pitcher for the Green Wave, Henry Rogers. Henry, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I've always wanted to do this, so it's going to be pretty cool today, I think.
You've got a kind of a loaded week, beginning of the week, between this one and the softball game tomorrow for the two of you guys. So let's preview this matchup. We've got the 18th-seeded Spartans, the 15th-seeded Green Wave in the first round. I dropped it. Yeah. Only for you, Mark. First, the pitching matchup. Thank you. On the hill for the Spartans, Bryce Leonard. And it's Ben Tracy for the Green Wave. Now, Henry, we'll start with you. The Green Wave have been excellent in the field. Their pitching has held up. The weakness of this team is hitting.
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously, you hear me good now? Obviously, they lost a lot of people last year. Whole entire time, pretty much, besides Cam and Ryan. So it's going to be a big change this year, obviously. And they've done a great job, I think. I think the expectations were going to be something similar to this of what they've had. And I think if they can just hit pretty well today, I think Ben's going to throw strikes and they're going to move on.
We continue a playoff legacy, James, that has seen a lot of deep runs over the last handful of years for the Green Wave. This year, they're coming in a little bit lower seeded, but those are the kind of the scariest teams in the MIAA tournament.
Yeah, it's a team that's definitely been here before. Not only, Ryan played on last year's team that went to the second round, kind of an earlier exit that anyone kind of envisioned last year. But then Ryan was also a key member of the team that went to the state championship back in 2023 that ultimately fell to Seekonk over at Polar Park in Worcester. So, Ryan and Cam both are guys that have played in the playoffs before. Mason's been up with the team. They also, attributes to how when we carry guys up, they bring up the guys from JV, the younger guys, so they get a feel for the different level of intensity, to the different energy that comes with the playoff game. And this is a good matchup, 15 versus 18. Anything can happen. Likely matchup with the 2-seed Linfield, in both teams, front windshield, looking forward to possibly playing a very good Linfield squad. But both teams got to take care of business today, in which should be a very fun game and a very nice day for baseball.
Always beautiful at the Tom Graham Diamond. Henry, tell us about Ben Tracy on the mound.
So Ben Tracy, I remember Ben, he came up last year with us, and he honestly, Coach P was saying, he's kind of similar to me. He does not throw too hard, but he throws strikes. He can throw his off-speed for strikes, and he's going to pound the zone. I think it's going to be a great day for Ben. If he can just locate the zone, locate his curveball, he's going to be okay. And if the Green Wave can back him up with the bats, we got this today.
Kim Cooper is Ben Tracy's backstop. We're going to see might have a glove change here for Mr. Tracy.
Maybe the gray on the glove? I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering if he maybe had like a lacing issue on his glove, but it looks like the umpire just had him change out the gloves. I don't even see how there could be an issue there with the color. I don't think the baseball's not the color gray. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no. I think the rule's just white gloves. I'm kind of confused.
Could be the pink on it too.
Usually you can kind of have whatever you want. I'm confused. They look pretty confused too, so.
It does look like the red is what's being discussed here between the umpire and the Abington coaching staff.
Never heard of that rule before.
We'll see. The pitcher doesn't necessarily need his normal glove. I'd be more concerned if it was like the second baseman that was being asked to change his glove or the first baseman. Green Wave defense behind Tracy. Of course, Cooper doing the catching for him. At first base is Will Callahan, the second baseman Shane Sullivan. Tyler Stady is at shortstop. Colin Henry manning the hot corner at third. Left to right across the outfield, Mason Nash, Ryan Solomini, and Sean Duggan. They will face the Stoneham Spartans lineup of Brendan Cuniff leading off. Aiden Smith will follow him. Mike Toronto, Ben Bruno batting cleanup. Bryce Leonard will be followed by Sean Powers. Mike Peacock, the designated hitter. Dylan Brown, Danny DiPrizio, and Niall Hibbard is the third baseman who is not batting. So here is the catcher, Brendan Cuniff.
He's going to live there all day, I hope.
It's going to be the key today, always getting in front of the batters, especially when you don't have blow-away speed on the mound. You just got to get in front and pound the zone as best you can, especially against a very good team like Stoneham.
Second offering is a curveball, low and away. Not often, guys, we see a catcher in the leadoff spot.
That is interesting. They do that in the MLB.
Ground ball finds the hole between short and third. A leadoff single for Cuniff.
Usually they have the catcher that's the power hitter. You know, they want them to get on base. Not for the speed, but for the power.
I'm sure Coach loves how versatile his catcher can be. Put him in the leadoff position, also be the backstop for the team. It always pays to have an athletic and quick catcher, and Cuniff starts off strong with a base hit.
Here's Aiden Smith, the shortstop. Quick check over on Cuniff at first. He dives back in safely. Cuniff was almost caught leaning off of first, but nobody was there on the bag for Cooper's potential throwdown. That was ball one.
Looked like Smith offered there for a bunt, so we'll see what's going to happen here.
We'll check over. See if Stoneham opts to play small ball and go station to station.
Putting pressure on the Green Wave defense right away are the Stoneham Spartans.
Another one up top. 2 balls, no strikes to Smith. The 2-0 to Smith, another check to first. Another bunt squared, pulled back. That one is a called strike one.
It's a great pitch right there.
That shows Tracy's confidence in his breaking ball. 2-0. You don't see a lot of guys go breaking ball 2-0, but he finds it on the outside part of the zone, gets the first strike, a much-needed first strike here on the top of the first.
Runner takes off. Cooper's throw bounces low, and beating the tag was Cuniff.
That was a really good jump there. Fast catcher we have here.
Stoneham may have gotten a break there. I thought that looked pretty good, but a lot of times umpires will lose track of it because Cooper's popping up to throw down, and you can't really see the zone that well.
Ball 4. And now there's runners on first and second.
Another bunt situation here. Obviously not too sure if this hitter here is a power hitter, if they want him to swing away here, if they want to just move the runners over, so we'll see what happens.
Here's the first baseman, Mike Toronto.
Based on his mannerisms in the box, I think he's going to be swinging away.
Oh, I think he's swinging too.
Especially as the 3-hitter.
Oh, yeah, he's...
Looks like a nice looking strike one. That one low and away. Good attempted frame by Cooper.
Tracy's right around the zone. He's just kind of not really getting those 50-50 calls on the outside part of the plate. Hopefully they'll start to get them as he tries to work out of this early jam.
Ball 2 comes upstairs, and Cooper will go out to visit his pitcher. So Henry, you are a Division II ball player up at St. Mike's. Played in a handful of games in your freshman year. Tell us about that.
It was definitely a different adjustment for sure. I mean, you know, when you're here in high school, you're playing. As for me, I was playing every day, and then you get up there, and those guys are much bigger, much stronger, and they're just much faster. The game's a lot faster too, and as a freshman, it's hard to get playing time. So I was grateful to get a little bit of time. It was a good year, though. It was a lot of fun up there.
Line back, handled by Sullivan to second for one. The throw to first. It's a twin killing.
That's the biggest. Those are some two massive outs there because that was a hard hit ball. Sullivan was in the right place, double play depth, and that gets through Sullivan. We're talking about maybe first and third, no outs, but Sullivan makes a nice toss to Stady. Old-fashioned 4-6-3 double play, big 2 outs for Ben Tracy.
It's a huge play right here. Takes a lot of pressure off of Ben.
The cleanup hitter, center fielder Ben Bruno. He'll be followed by the pitcher Bryce Leonard if Bruno reaches base. Curveball right back to the middle. Sullivan just off the end of the glove, and Stoneham scores the game's first run.
This is a good bid there by Sullivan right there. Not much he can do about that.
Good piece of hitting, too, there by this the cleanup hitter for Stoneham. He recognized the breaking ball early on. He kept his weight back, was sitting fastball, was able to keep the barrel in the zone long enough and send one back up the middle and give the Spartans an early 1-0 lead.
This one sliced foul. Henry, you can tell us a little something about pitchers who can rake.
I mean, I'm not a pitcher anymore, but
not a pitcher anymore, but in your high school days.
In high school, I did pitch. This is the starting pitcher, correct?
This is the starting pitcher.
Let's see what he can do here.
Little chopper towards third. Henry fields it and will hold the throw. Call that an infield single for Leonard.
He got down the line quick there.
Ball's just in kind of no man's land there. Henry made a good bid on it, but fast runner out of the box, slow hit ball. Nice little infield single. I'm sure the pitcher will take it. It counts the same as that line drive we saw up the middle.
Colin Sterling is the courtesy runner for the pitcher. And that brings up the second baseman, Sean Powers, big lefty. Called strike one.
Hey, live there, Ben. Here we go. Hey, right at him.
Curve catches the outside edge. 0-2 now to Powers.
Great pitch right there by Ben. He's just living there all day with that curveball.
Chopper towards second, playable for Sullivan. Toss to first in time. That will retire the side. Stoneham gets on the board with one as Abington gets ready to come up to bat. James, we'll jump over to you. A Kansas Jayhawk.
Woohoo!
A proud Kansas Jayhawk, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Are you as proud after they went 0-2 in the NCAA tournament?
I'll tell you what, the way I'm like, this isn't even an exaggeration. The baseball team ended up being everyone on campus's favorite team this year. The weather was nice in February. Everyone was there for the home opener. Then they kept winning and winning and winning. And I think they ended up finishing the season 47-14, the best record in season and program history, just to lose 2 games in the regionals right away and get knocked out by a pretty good North Dakota State team yesterday. But it was a fun year covering them, being a part of it, and seeing some of the guys. I'm going to try and get down to the Cape this summer and see some a couple of their players are playing. One guy's in that I got to know, he's the left fielder. He's playing down in Harwich. So I'm going to try and get down there for a game or two, spend a night on the Cape, and go support the Jayhawks.
Henry, I've heard your summer plans include a lot of time in the weight room.
Oh, yes. Working. No summer baseball for me, but
Working at Beaverbrook with yours
I
truly.
am. Me and James are actually working together. We are doing.
He can't get enough of me, Mad Dog.
We are doing some janitor work over at the Beaverbrook, right next to the baseball
I'm going to have to show
field.
him the art of janitor work.
And
That's
Spencer Merrick is also joining
Is
us.
Spencer
too.
back?
Spencer
He
Merrick
told me
is joining
he
us.
wasn't sure last time I talked to him.
So we have a little
Talk
trio,
about a dream team at Beaverbrook, Mad
trio to
Dog.
get lots of work done to clean the school.
Spencer has a doubleheader today, or he'd be joining us
Yeah,
as
he
well.
could not make it.
Mad Dog, if you ever want a fun day, just come down to Beaverbrook 7 to 3:30. It's everything you'll ever ask for.
I can't guarantee I would be there right at 7, but I might pop by one of these days. Probably closer to the 3:30 time.
I don't blame you.
It's going to be a good time, I think.
The Spartans defense behind Bryce Leonard. Doing the catching for him is Brendan Cuniff. The first baseman is Mike Toronto. Second baseman Sean Powers. The shortstop is Aiden Smith. At third is Niall Hibbard. Left field is Danny DiPrizio. Center field is Ben Bruno. And in right is Dylan Brown. And they will face the Green Wave lineup of Mason Nash. He'll be followed by Cam Cooper and Ryan Solomini. Will Callahan batting cleanup. Sean Duggan will step in fifth. Ben Tracy. Tyler Stady will hit seventh. Shane Sullivan and Colin Henry. This Green Wave lineup, perhaps more so than previous years, the hallmark is speed.
Oh, yeah. Mason Nash is very fast. Him and Tyler Stady would come in and pinch run for us when we played. They can steal a lot of bags.
I feel like our team back in the day was kind of like the 1970s Red Sox. We could hit the ball, but we didn't have a lot of speed. And I'm not the ones claiming I was very fast. Not that I also even hit the ball.
We had some underrated speed. I wouldn't say we were too slow, but
I think
I've
we
seen Steve Madden leg out a couple of triples.
Steve can move.
Steve's faster than he looks, actually. He's my brother, so I can throw him under the bus. But
Ball two comes in high.
I love the bench already getting into it.
I like speed, though. I think speed kills in baseball. The ability to lay down bunts, steal bases, get extra bases. See the Red Sox do it every night with Hamilton and Duran and all those guys. I love just fast baseball.
Nice motion ball, catches the outside corner, evens the count at 2-2.
Hey, let's win it, man. 0-0. Come on, Mason. Let's see it, kid.
2-2 from Leonard. Up and out, full count.
No, thank you.
Regardless of the outcome of this at-bat, this is what you ask for out of a leadoff hitter. Work the count, get a good at-bat, a professional at-bat to start the game. Don't make it easy for the opposing pitcher. And that's what Nash has done all season long and has continued to do today.
That one popped up, foul. As per usual, a very large fan base here at the Tom Graham Diamond.
It's a great spot to watch a game, especially when it's nice out like a day like today.
Graduation weekend, too, so some families, come in from out of town, too.
It's a great take right there. Huge.
Good at-bat for
walk.
Mason.
We'll see
Threat
what,
to steal is probably an understatement.
yeah, we'll see what Coach P does here. I think he's going to be aggressive, but I'm not too sure.
Third baseman on the edge of the grass expecting a bunt. Nash holds. The curveball is upstairs for ball one to Cam Cooper.
A lot of these kids, football players, familiar with Stoneham as well. They saw each other in the 2023 football playoffs.
I
Obviously,
forgot about that.
not the outcome the Green Wave would have liked, but
I think that hit something. It might have just been the glove. I'm not sure.
It might have been the catcher's mitt.
It had
If
to have
not-
been, yeah.
I thought it might have been the top of the helmet. But Cooper would absolutely take his base if it grazed any piece of him. So
They're calling out the catcher for an earpiece. I didn't know you could use that in high school baseball.
wonder if they're using a pitch comm.
That's what I'm thinking, but maybe they allowed it now. I'm not sure.
Well, someone got in trouble for doing
That's
it.
what
didn't
I
they?
thought,
But I
yeah.
feel like I think they were using it to steal signs.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think it was. I don't want to call out a coach, but I think it was actually a school around here. PitchCom's the new hot commodity in baseball.
Yeah, we have it,
It absolutely
in
is.
college, and it's so nice seeing what pitch is coming. Like as an infielder, we all have it on our wrists, and it's nice seeing what pitch is coming.
The 3-0 to Cooper. Looking all the way at strike one.
Hey, still you two. Copy you.
Until it malfunctions, and then it stops the game for 10 minutes.
That is true.
We've seen that a couple of times.
Or when it gets too loud in the stadium and they can't hear it.
Oh, yeah, they put the glove over your helmet, over your ear.
It's like you're at home, too, like at Fenway, and the Red Sox pitcher's trying to pitch, and he can't hear the sign. It's like,
And then
what do
you
you do there?
Then you see Jason Veritek's daily trot out there with a new PitchCom. He's the PitchCom police.
Check to second. Nash back safe. That and the pitch clock are the two things we're seeing more and more.
Yep. Speeds up the game for sure.
Henry, do you guys have the pitch clock, too?
We do,
You
yes.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Cooper grounds to second. Moves Nash to third. He held there.
Yeah, the pitch clock, it's somewhat enforced, but not all schools like have it every pitch. But at our school, like our home games, we will have the third base umpire has a little remote, and he resets the clock after every pitch.
I'll tell you what, I've seen some pitchers in the MIAA that could use a pitch clock. But then there's some guys who
The pickoff rules
play
too.
like they use a pitch off. Oh, the 2 disengagements?
Yeah,
It's the new age of baseball.
yeah, trying to speed it up.
Here is Ryan Solomini. Takes strike one. Good to see Solomini able to play in any fashion after his scary moment a couple weeks ago in I think it was the second to last game of the regular season. He kind of fouled one off and spun around. Looked like he popped his knee, but he popped right back up and was fine.
Yeah, he sat the regular season finale versus Cohasset, but he's back today, and he's lined up to pitch next round if we can get the win today.
Grounded to third. Handled cleanly by Nile. His throw to first is in time, but it does score the Green Wave's first run.
Green Wave manufactured a run right there, and I get getting the out, but I think if he threw it home, he would have had Mason Nash at home. I think
so,
Mason
too.
thought he was going to throw it home, so he kind of was anticipating a throw and trying to get in a rundown, but then he just took the easy out at first, and the Green Wave manufactured a run after a leadoff walk.
The good thing is that Mason's extremely fast, that even if, like how the third baseman was playing in on the grass, Mason can still beat that out 9 out of 10 times, so it was good that he got down there and didn't hesitate and try to get into the rundown.
Here's Will Callahan. He hits one seeing eye single up the right field line.
They were in a little
Can't
bit
get
of a
more opposite field than that.
and they were in a little bit of shift there.
Yeah.
Like the first baseman was like playing in the second base position. League All-Star Will Callahan continuing what's been a great season for him. First hit of the day for the Green Wave.
I did hear, if you look right now, too, I mean, second base is playing a little up the middle. I mean, it's pretty typical for second baseman to play there for a righty, but I'm not too sure the first why he was so far off the bag.
But also a huge gap in right
No,
center field.
huge. He throws
Wild
it.
pitch. That almost wound up in center field. But Callahan finds second base pretty easily.
Hey, Doug, got one out there for you now. Hey, 1-9. Hey, do a job, TikTok shop. Nightmare.
Chopper to short. Tough play. Long throw. Nice stretch at first. That will retire the side, but we are all squared up. 1 run apiece between Stoneham and Abington in this round of 32 matchup. Keep things rolling. Henry Rogers, Dr. James Madden on the call. Why don't you join us for a couple more broadcasts? That's when the nicknames come in.
I wonder what my nickname will be.
Well, so it's Dr. James Madden because his analysis is usually pretty surgical.
I dissect all that stuff.
He's very precise with his words.
Me and Mad Dog spent many winter nights at the Abington High School gym. Where was it you or was it Kevin that came up with the doctor?
That was me.
That was you?
That
All
was
right.
me.
Because I feel like you guys, because I remember you were obviously Mad Dog, and then there was the Postman.
The Postman,
Bo Postman.
who always delivers.
He always delivers. I just know it. I forget what the nickname someone gave Matt Lyons was. Does he have a nickname yet, or am I just mistaken?
So at ACAM, we affectionately refer to him as Tom, which is the other Matt.
Well, that works.
And I became OGM as my secondary nickname behind Mad Dog.
It's a sick nickname.
To avoid confusion.
So Henry, your quick analysis on what we saw from the first frame, both offensively and defensively from Stoneham.
I mean, Stoneham looked really good. They're swinging right away. Ben's also throwing a lot of strikes. I think, Ben's going to let them hit the ball. That's the goal here. We just got to not walk any guys in it. We're going to be okay. But they do seem very aggressive, so we'll see if they take those first pitches, though. Because Ben's been dropping a lot of curveballs. A lot of first pitch strikes.
James, your quick analysis, same question, but on the Abington side.
Yeah, a little bit different of an approach from, how Stoneham scored their run. I think Stoneham had 3 hits in the first inning. The Green Wave only had 1, and they didn't even score because of that hit. It was Mason. He worked a good leadoff walk and then moved over on a wild pitch, driven home on a ground out by Salamini. And just like that, the Green Wave did something Stoneham didn't do and manufactured a run.
Tyler Stadion, nice play.
What a
Shortstop,
play.
long throw to beat the designated hitter Mike Peacock. 1 pitch, 1 out.
I guess that solves the question. They swing first pitch.
I like it.
That's something that Coach Paraxis has preached over the years, aggressive at bats, and don't be afraid to go after the first pitch. Another first pitch swinging, ground ball. Sullivan plays it cleanly.
There we go. 2
pitches, 2 outs, and that is pretty big, as we know, with the pitch count in effect for Ben Tracy on the hill. Efficiency is another part of the game, and the MIAA has added a new level the last couple of years with that 115 pitch limit.
For sure. And I think also, like we've talked about, this is a young team. They have not – a lot of these guys are playing in their first playoff game. I think that first inning could have been a little bit of jitters, especially from Ben here. But he's pounding the strike zone today, and he's looking good to start the second inning.
And also, Coach Praxis was just talking about, but also I feel like maybe it's like Matt said, the glove doesn't matter all that much, but that little thing of having to change your glove, having to get a new comfortability with a glove I'm sure he doesn't use very often, can throw you off for an inning. So it looks like he's finally settled in here, and hopefully we'll get a 1-2-3.
A different glove that he used in the first inning, too.
So he's on his third glove of the day.
That's not the one because he used the tan glove last inning.
Yeah,
tan.
And that's not the gray glove, so interesting.
4-pitch walk. He's the inning's first base runner. Brendan Cuniff, the catcher, found the hole between short and third his first time up for one of 3 singles for Stoneham in the first inning.
See how aggressive Stoneham will be here with their base runner.
Check over to first, in safely, was Danny DiPrizio. Popped up foul into the parking lot.
I made sure to park far away from that territory.
Where'd you park?
Parked all the way down by the porta potty on the other side.
I parked on the other side of Beaverbrook for that specific reason as well.
I feel like we've been to this field enough to know how to not get hit by foul balls, and I need to use that expertise to my advantage.
Well, I've also always parked because I've been a player.
Well, we were up top.
We've been up top, but
if you hit my car up top, then fair play, man.
That's got to be a pretty hard hit foul ball.
I've only seen one ball ever hit up there on a foul ball.
Really?
It was Matt Higgins, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he could get a hold of one.
What a name.
Yeah. He got a hold, just turned on it all the way, up off the folio.
He's got him. Nice. He was leaning. Got him.
Ben Tracy with a pickoff to first will retire the side and leave Cuniff stranded at the plate. He'll lead off next inning for Stoneham. No runs, No hits, no errors, 1 left on base for Stoneham in the top of the second. We head to the green wave half, and they will send up, let's see, Tracy, Stady, and Sullivan.
7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8.
That's a big out because with the top of the lineup coming up, I feel like the most
That's
important
huge.
guys to get out are the 7, 8, 9 guys, and those are also the guys that spark rallies because 2 guys get on, top of the lineup comes up. So great job by Tracy to pick him off, and now we'll have to face 1, 2, 3 guys with hopefully no one on in the top half of the third.
He's done a great job holding so far. I know it's only been 2 innings, but he's been doing great so far.
Matt, I've been meaning to ask you. We've had some spirited debates about like uniforms with the new hats. I just want to get your take on the new hats.
So, generally, as a rule of attrition and a Red Sox fan, I'm against anything pinstripes.
That's a good answer. Well, the jerseys are pinstriped too.
The jerseys are pinstripes too. It's a very fresh look for the Greenway.
I don't mind them. Never hurts to switch it up a little bit. Switch up the juju.
Plus, the Yankees have been going more with the gray, the solid gray look. Of course, not when they're at home, but
Those New York Yankees, Mad Dog. For any Yankees fans listening, we are not fans of the New York
we
Yankees.
are not fans of the Yankees.
Cohasset kid playing for the Yankees nowadays, Ben Rice.
Ben Rice.
Yeah. South Shore represent. Can't help but root for him, South Shore baseball. I don't root for the Yankees, but he can do all right.
I'll still root for him.
Yeah.
I do not like the Yankees, though.
Sean Newcomb just was traded from the Red Sox.
Wish him the best.
To the Athletics, no longer the Oakland Athletics. That ball flies out of that stadium, too. Those guys are going to rack up some home run numbers the next 3 years. I'd sign there.
They're not happy with the facility, though.
Well, they have to go out to the visiting team has to walk out to center field to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's
They don't-
not.
they don't have an
it's
underground
not ideal.
tunnel.
It could be where you could be playing in the Yankees spring training field.
That is true.
Ground ball up the middle.
Nice.
That'll get through, and the pitcher helping his own cause as a leadoff single.
Talking about pitchers who can rake.
Yeah, there you go, right
Leadoff
there.
single.
First pitch, too. Gotta love it.
Giving Stoneham some of their own medicine. First pitch swinging.
Yeah. Patterson's coming in, looks like. Oh, we're slowing him down. Oh, I guess not.
Is there a rule with, I don't know how, I actually don't, I'm not that tapped in with the, is there a rule how many outs there is? There must be. There's no outs, you can't do the courtesy runner, I'm assuming.
I'm not sure. I mean,
Well,
I
we
know it's-
saw.
did he already run for Cooper? Is that why? He
It
did
could
not.
have been,
don't-
it could have been why.
I don't think so.
No, because Cooper
Let's
got
see.
out.
So yeah, I'm not sure then, because I know you have the catcher
'cause
courtesy, but
Even they, because they ran for their pitcher. Stoneham
Yeah.
ran for their pitcher with 2 outs in the first. So I wonder if it's just because there's no outs. Uh-oh.
oh god,
Check down to first, and he is caught leaning.
it's a great throw right there.
That was a gun on the catcher.
That was.
And you could tell he wanted it right away. He wasted no time getting out of his crouch. He saw Tracy leaning and just shot it down there. Nice throw by the catcher. Nice heads-up baseball. It's risky to throw behind a runner, but I'm sure coach will take that out every day of the week.
Here's Tyler Stady, the shortstop. Ball and 2 strikes to him. Stady, another one of those 3 sport guys, football, basketball, and baseball, goes after one upstairs and will go down by way of the K. Brings up Shane Sullivan for his first at bat.
Hey, let's see that magic stick, four. Let's see Larry. Here we go, Larry. I'm here.
First baseman's in that little shift again, so I'm just appears they do it every time they have a.
He has looked
Right
athletic
here.
over there with his
Made a nice
stretches
stretch,
and
yeah.
everything, so I think they trust him.
The only thing that, like, it's just a long way to cover, even though a ground ball to the other side, you know, even if you have a fast runner, you might feel rushed and lose your balance or something. It's just something I haven't seen a first base play that. I've seen, obviously, shifts at every level, with the first baseman playing so far to the left.
Yeah.
It helps to have an athletic first baseman, too, that's for sure.
Not sure what's going on over here.
I think the conversation might be about the kite in center field.
They're pretty far away. It could be distracting to the batter, but
Good day for a kite. A little bit of wind today.
Stoneham's not hitting, so I don't know why they're complaining about it.
So back to the fielding alignment. I'm the type of guy who would say bunt down the first base line. The first baseman's never going to get there.
That is true. Like a lefty like Nash, I'm sure they're not going to set up like that. But, I mean, even at the bottom of this order right here, just try and start something up. It's not a bad idea. If you got a good bunter on the team.
Make the pitcher make a play, too.
That is true.
PFPs.
It's good at bat right there.
4-pitch walk puts the number 8 hitter on base.
You'd almost have to push.
Colin Henry.
You'd almost have to push that bunt like at the first baseman to have him field it and just beat the pitcher to the bag.
Ball on a fastball upstairs.
With Sullivan drawing that walk, I always say the 8 hitter is one of the most important hitters in a lineup because if they're able to give a good at-bat, you either can get on for the top of the lineup or at least make the 9 hitter get on, and that way the top of the lineup can either come on with guys on or have a fresh inning with no outs, and you don't have to use the 1-2 guys and, you know, end an inning and have to start in the 4 spot. You get the top of the lineup either with traffic on the bases or you look at a fresh start in the next inning.
1-1 from Leonard. Slicing should land foul. It does. Would have been one of the more excellent placed balls that we've seen. Should have
Wind's blowing. Wind's blowing that way. I think if no wind, that might have actually went fair.
That's the type of hit that'll give a pitcher nightmares.
Oh, it's the worst.
You make a good pitch, soft contact, and likely would have been first and third with the top of the lineup coming up.
1-2. Popping out. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sullivan holding on first. Pretty big lead for him. And swing and a miss. Strike 3 will leave Sullivan stranded. Green wave. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left stranded. We head to the 3rd, still knotted up, 1 run apiece. Now, well after the fact, looks like Coach Praxis getting an explanation why Chris Patterson was not allowed to courtesy run for the pitcher.
I would like to know why.
Seems like you're not allowed to do a lot of things today.
Yeah, we've already had a lot of discussion.
No gray gloves.
Tracy does have the same glove as last inning. He's not going for 7 innings, 7 gloves.
It worked well for him in the 2nd inning. Maybe get a little bit of the same results. I'm assuming it has something to do with the outs, if I were to guess.
Yeah.
Just because Stoneham had the courtesy runner in the 1st inning with 2 outs. Obviously no outs after the leadoff single by Tracy. And then, unfortunate circumstances for the Green Wave. Stacy was picked off by the catcher. Nice gun down to 1st.
It's a beautiful day outside today.
After the terrible weather we've had, I love it.
It's been a lot of rain.
I heard a stat on the radio yesterday that we've had rain every Saturday since March 22nd or something.
It did rain yesterday, right?
I can't confirm this because I haven't been around since March 22nd, but I've heard the weather's been brutal.
So March 22nd being my birthday, I can confirm that it rained. And it is pretty much, I think there's only been one since then where it's been, like, decent.
This was a Jim Murray stat on 98.5, so I have to credit his hard work.
Are you a big radio guy? Listen
I
to the
love
radio
the
in the car?
radio. Yeah, I just like to drive, so
I'll
throw on the
listen
radio.
to 93.7.
I was just driving around the South Shore on Thursday, just listening to Zolak and Bertrand, having myself an afternoon. Sometimes you get a nice call to give me a nice little laugh, but yeah, I love sports radio because it gets me fired up, which I think is the point. So
some of their takes, they try to
just try to
get you
people,
mad,
which is why I don't listen to sports radio.
They are the kings of rage baiting, as the kids say. That's all they do.
I like
which
it.
I respect. I'm
like
in the art of rage baiting too.
Some of the takes I'll agree with too. You know.
I'm a Celtics green teamer, so I get real worked up over Celtics talk.
Ground ball off the pitcher's mound.
It's a
Nice
great
play by Stady ranging over.
We got a guy for that!
He's been great all season for them at shortstop. Super athletic. And as you said, baseball is not even his main sport. It's basketball.
Hey, right at him, 6. Let's see if
Hayden Smith walked his first time up. What's it? Strike one.
Do it again, Ben! Oh, my!
Offers and swings through strike two.
James, do you like this this bat that they've got? Both teams have been using
The
it.
bright pink one. Is it a new bat, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I think it's the Soldier Tank.
The Soldier Tank, huh?
It's
If you better be hitting tanks if you're hitting a bat called the Soldier Tank.
both teams have it.
Especially one that's as bright as that one.
It's like cotton candy.
It looks like one of those bats you create on MLB The Show.
Yeah, it does.
With me, I have all accessories, neon pink and everything.
High swing towards Stady, goes off of his wrist. And another infield signal, tough hop.
Yeah, it was a tough play right there.
Toronto grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up.
We'll take another one of those right now.
It's the guy you want up if you're Stoneham, too. The 3-hitter, the athletic first baseman, dude who put a lot of heat on his ground out into a double play in the first inning, looking to give the Spartans back the lead.
First really tough hop we've seen at the Tom Graham Diamond, really since they re-leveled it.
Yeah, it used to be much worse. They've done a great job.
JV field's really nice now, too. It's weird looking out in dead center field, not having our old JV field.
It is weird. And the JV field is 270 feet to left field.
Was there a fence up?
There is. You see that fence there?
Oh, yeah.
There's an 8-foot fence out there.
How many home runs got out of there this year?
I'm not
Do we
sure.
know? We'll have to
It's
ask
got to be a
around.
lot of fun
Yeah.
playing over there, though.
I think I could hit it out 270.
I think you could.
That's probably as far as I can hit it, though. That's if I'm not rolling into a double play.
We'll have to arrange a Green Wave alumni home run derby over there.
Oh, that's got to be a blast. If you're a lefty, though, that's not too fun. No fence for you.
You can work on some opposite field work. You used to be able to hit a home run on the old JV field, but you'd have to perfectly place it down the left field line.
Oh, yeah, there was like a little bit like
Into
a
the
fake,
tennis court,
like
yeah.
fence or whatever, right, where the tar hits.
Nice curveball. Tracy fighting back to move the count full.
How about a 3-1 breaking ball? Ben Tracy's shown some confidence in that pitch, and I'd like to think he'll go with it again,
Yeah,
3-2
I
against the
agree.
3-hitter.
Steps off and chases Smith back to first.
He's done it when he's been ahead, and when he's been behind, he clearly has confidence in that pitch. I would love to see it here, especially
He's
against
had,
a good hitter.
he's had a lot of first pitch strikes with it as well.
Yeah.
He's been real good with the breaking ball today.
Goes back to the curveball. Grounder through the hole at short and third.
Not much you can do about it there.
Ben Bruno singled his last time up.
The only RBI of the day for the Spartans, too.
Got Sullivan shifted up there. He can grab that ball and maybe step on the bag himself and turn two.
Tracy steps off again.
Another first pitch strike right there.
Another good thing the Spartans done at the play today is just putting the ball in play, putting pressure on the defense, having good at-bats, and just, you know, any coach will tell you, just if you put the ball in play, good things will happen.
Curveball ahead of it. And Duggan able to make the grab. No tag.
It's a great play. Good thing Duggan was playing a little bit shallow there, so he was able to get there. Because a lot of the times, if you're playing like traditionally back, especially if you have a fence, that's a tough play right there. That's kind of a no man's land play, where you know the second baseman's got to make kind of like that crazy play, or you know you got to communicate without running into each other.
It's a hard right field to play here at this field
is.
too. With the sun, the sun's not too bad today, but when the sun's beating down on you, it's hard to see the ball sometimes.
Good thing is we got a 1 o'clock start today instead of a 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock starts when the sun was getting ready to set, especially early in the spring. Sun gets bad out in right field, but we've had some good right fielders that have patrolled it well.
I do see Pat Cummings in the audience over there.
Speaking of right fielders, good old Pat Cummings. Saw Pat yesterday. Always good to see some friends.
This one's straight up. Called off by Callahan. And he makes the catch to retire the side. The Spartans strand 2 base runners. And the Green Wave lucky to escape after having 2 on with 1 out. No damage done.
Good job working out of the jam. First and second with the heart of the lineup coming up. And Tracy got 2 weak contact fly balls, making, you know, executing pitches. Getting the head counts has been big for him all season long, and he's been very good with it today, especially against a Stoneham team that's very aggressive at the plate and isn't afraid to swing at that first pitch. So Ben just getting ahead of hitters and getting 2 soft contacts to work out of the jam.
It's huge. You know, he's not trying to do too much, not trying to strike out every batter. He's going to let them put it in play, and he trusts his defense behind him.
And that comes with having a good defense, right? I mean, because a lot of times if you're worried about your defenders, you'll try to press, you'll try to do too much, try to spike that curveball, strike out every hitter. But I don't think he's had a strikeout today, but it's been fine because he's getting soft contact, and he's just executing pitches in the zone and letting his defenders do the work.
Leonard had a swinging bunt his first time up. Popped that one out to first base. So now we'll see Nash, Cooper, Solomini. Nash walked his first time up.
Maybe see a little bunt action here from Mason.
Especially, well, it'll be interesting to see. I think Mason's the only lefty hitter. We'll see how far down the first baseline the first baseman plays, given how much he plays up the middle when the right-hand hitter's up. So I'd like to see Mason use those legs, lay one down, get on base.
Mason, of course, the younger brother of Green Wave alum, Trooper, AJ Nash.
I miss AJ. I haven't seen him in a bit.
2 of them did a lot of damage as a running back batter on the football
The
field.
Nash brothers. They sound like a rock band, the Nash brothers.
Sounds like the saviors from the Mighty Ducks series. Nash check swing, took strike 1.
Oh, he might get there.
Leonard will take it himself and beat Nash to the bag.
Leonard almost missed the first base. I think he was worried about running into his teammate, and obviously Nash's speed coming out of the left-handed batter's box, but just touched the front edge of it. But he almost ran right over it, just almost lost his footing. But a nice play by the pitcher.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a closer play. I misjudged that for sure. But Mason is extremely fast.
There's Cam Cooper, and just look at the size of that gap in right center field.
Hit it right at that kite.
It looks like the right fielder didn't get the memo of the shift.
Yeah, he's very shallow too. And I was actually at the softball game the other day, and I heard the ball off the bat, and I see the ball landing. It was Cooper. He had a triple. It was a bomb. He's got some good speed. But now they're moving him over now, just a little bit.
This one sent past the second baseman to where the center fielder normally would be.
Good piece of hitting there by Cam.
Love
Waiting
to see
back,
that.
keeping the barrel in the zone. With the 3-hitter Ryan Salamini up, the 2-3 punch that's done it all season long, and looking to get another job done here in the third and give the Green Wave their first lead of the afternoon.
It's the third hit of the day for Abington. That brings up Salamini. He grounded to third his first time up.
Sun's out right now. It's beautiful.
One of those days where it keeps ducking in and out
Yep.
of clouds, and you can see it as it goes across the field.
Could make for some tough pop flies or infield pop-ups as well.
Check to first. Cooper back safely. Cooper kind of cut from the same cloth as former Green Wave catcher Spencer Merrick. Very good defensively. This one hops the second baseman, and they're safe all around on the E4.
You'll take that,
We will take that.
especially with a guy who laced one down the first base line into right field in his first at-bat, Will Callahan.
We'll see where the first baseman plays here. He's moving over there. He's giving Callahan plenty of room to put that ball down that line again. Nope, he's moving back over now. A little bit still.
But now the second baseman's almost behind the bag.
Yeah.
Talking to Coach Paraxis before this game, he said Stoneham likes to shift a lot.
Third baseman's also playing very weird, almost sort of like a bunt type of situation. He's like angling his body. I'm not too sure. He's like sideways. Maybe to see the steal, if it's a double steal. But Salamini's got a sizable lead at first base as well, so just got to be careful on that.
Kind of off topic, but I feel like the kite people are moving closer and closer to the field.
Where are they now?
I think I once saw Aaron Siegel hit one right out there.
It's hard to tell now because like there's no field there.
There's no
But
JV field.
that's probably where the ball was. Where
It's probably right above first base of the JV
yeah,
field.
yeah. At least around that area. There goes the kite again.
Leonard steps off again as the first baseman, Toronto, started to inch towards the bag.
There he is. He's moving over.
Going in, lost it in the umpire's feet, and the runners will move up.
Green Wave just caught another break, but we'll take it.
Good read by the runners. See a dirt ball, kind of an unfortunate break, getting caught in the umpire's feet for Stoneham, but now all the pressure's on the Spartans. Second and third, one out with the 4-hitter Will Callahan up.
Infield is playing in, too. Ball up the middle here will score 2 for sure with Salamini speed at second.
1-2 to Callahan. Swing and a miss. And down goes Callahan for the second out of the inning.
Big pitch right there by Leonard.
It was a great pitch. Not sure what it was, but
I'm almost surprised they didn't call a balk because Leonard didn't become set for the full second.
is he pitching from the windup? Yeah, he is.
He is now. I didn't even
Was he from
pay
the stretch
attention to
before?
it on the last pitch.
It's a quick motion to the plate. This one goes upstairs for ball one.
I want to say that strikeout pitch looked a little bit like a cutter.
Yeah,
little cut
something
action. It was a
like
good
that.
pitch he made. 2-strike pitch, big strikeout in a big position for Leonard, and the Spartans now get 2 outs in the third inning with obviously second and third.
That one catches the outside edge, 1-1.
See if Duggan can come up clutch here.
With the lucky bat, the soldier tank
Oh.
bat, yeah, or whatever it's
It's
called.
honestly beautiful, I will say.
One misses outside.
Is that the new? I'm assuming that must be like the new hot bat of 2025, if I were to guess.
I thought it was like a younger kid's bat. I didn't know that they made high school level bats with that.
Since entering the retirement stage of my career, I've kind of fallen out of touch with the bats. I'm just hitting the golf course and stuff now.
A lot of golfing.
Played the other day. I'm just safe to say I did not play well.
What's the driver of the year?
Oh, I don't know. The cheapest one. His drivers are like $700 now.
This one flown out to right field. And making the catch to retire to the side. Green Wave Strand 2 in scoring position. We head to the top of the fourth. Still tied up 1-1.
Seen some good pitch execution from both pitchers now. Leonard, second and third, one out, jam. Got a strikeout on a very nice, what look, I believe to be a cutter on the outside part of the zone, and then soft contact to right field, work out of it, and keep this at a 1-1 standstill heading to the fourth.
Yeah, both pitchers are settling nicely here. It's going to take one big inning, I think.
The Kite has abandoned ship.
Oh. I hope they come back. They might be gone for good.
We might see a reappearance at some point. I think they might have just gone over to the new playground at the Beaverbrook complex here.
It's so much different than what it used to be.
Little halftime intermission for the Kite people.
Probably. The one thing I'll never understand is why they put wood chips on a playground where little kids play. That's got to be the worst thing you can put on the ground, right? It hurts.
When I was a kid, they were building wooden playgrounds.
That was a wooden
That
playground.
used to be one too,
It was
yeah.
like Splinter City. It was really cool though. Like the wooden playgrounds were the best.
It wasn't well-kept wood either.
It was not. You could definitely get a splinter pretty easily. But I don't understand the wood chips on the ground still.
Little kids like to eat everything, too. I would be worried about little kids trying to eat wood chips.
They just hurt. Like you run around, you slip, and you hit your knee, and it just does not feel good.
Builds character. Builds character.
Little kids have never been afraid of a little pain. I liked the old one when you couldn't even see in the trees. They had all the trees up. They had the wood that was like falling apart. Because I think they had to have gotten rid of some trees, I'd assume, too, right?
Oh yeah, no,
I don't remember
they
being
cleared
able
it
to
a lot.
see through that.
It just looks flawless, so you can't even tell if there was a baseball field there, like
yeah,
however long ago.
like a year ago. I mean,
Yeah.
New surface at the football field here at Memorial Field. New scoreboard, new lights.
It's beautiful. It looks amazing.
those are new lights, huh? I didn't even recognize them. It's little
You
things.
get the
miss.
light show now when Abington scores a touchdown.
What?
Oh, I saw that on Twitter actually, or
Light
X,
show?
I should say.
What do they do?
They all fly, they strobe and go crazy. That's
They're like LEDs,
Kind of like at the Red Sox game when they do
here's
like
a
the home
high
run.
fly ball to left. Nash under it makes the catch for the first out. Another first pitch swinging for Stoneham.
right where he was. Didn't even have to move for it.
Tracy's doing great, keeping his pitch count low. That's what they need today.
He's got a lot of first pitch outs today. I mean, they had that inning where the first two batters both swung. I was like, the third guy can't swing or else the coach will be fuming. Take the first pitch regardless.
Here we go again. This is the DH, I believe. Michael Peacock. He was a victim of the first pitch out earlier in the game.
Yeah, it's been on that great ranging play in the hole by Tyler Stady over at short, too. And a nice stretch at first by Callahan. Flashing leather.
Here we go again.
Chopper to Stady. Soft throw over in time. 2 away.
Two quick outs already. This is huge.
Strike one now to Dylan Brown, the right fielder. He grounded to Sullivan at second his first time up. Offers it one in the dirt that time. Same thing. This one, Brown holding up.
Looks like Cooper took it somewhere. Just taking some time.
So one of the wildest things you will ever see in sports, there was in the NCAA D1 softball tournament, these pitchers throw 65, 70 miles an hour.
Mhm.
And there was a little piece of dirt that got kicked up as the pitch was heading to home plate. The ball hit the dirt, and the catcher got all of it in the eye.
And, like, could not see it all.
Couldn't see.
Oh. That's insane.
I've been following that along the tournament. I saw the walk-off that UCLA hit the other day.
It's been a really great, like, I've been watching it, too. I've been keeping up.
I grew up a Florida Gators fan, so I was watching the Gators games, but they were also 2-and-done in Oklahoma City, so bad weekend for my teams.
Tracy gets him looking. And that will retire the side. Stoneham goes down 1, 2, 3 in order, and now the Green Wave pitcher will lead off the bottom half of the 4th inning. Some of the softball team making their way into the Tom Graham Diamond Complex here. They get ready for their first round matchup tomorrow, which will feature both of you guys on the call.
Let's go.
We
You're not
will
going to be there, will
in
you?
attendance.
I will not be there tomorrow,
Me and
unfortunately.
James will hold it down.
Hold down the fort
I was ready for the doubleheader, and then the Foxborough first round game got moved because of the rain on Thursday, so they had to delay the second round matchup.
It actually worked out well for me because I had another commitment tonight, so I wasn't going to be able to do the softball. I was only able to make it for baseball. But now with the movement of all the rain, only time I've ever, the rain's ever worked in my favor. So now I'll be able to do the game tomorrow because obviously I don't have much going on in my boring life anyway.
We'll definitely be hoping. They're playing Manchester Essex, James. We definitely want them to
they're playing Manchester
get
Essex?
some revenge for us.
Yeah, I mean, we have some bad memories with Manchester Essex. They fell at the hands of them in the Final Four back in the day. What was probably one of the most intense games I've been a part
Craziest
of.
games, besides our 14-inning.
Well, that game was.
That game cannot be topped.
Every hit felt like the
That
biggest
was
hit.
the wildest game I think I've ever seen.
I just did a PA for a 12-inning game the other day, and
Really?
I thought it was like I was having flashbacks to the 14-inning game. 7 p.m. start. We were there till 10:30.
And there was a game that started after that. The Seacoast
Oh,
game
yeah.
started
Oh,
after
yeah.
I was like,
Their game was really quick, though. It was like 2-1, like couple of hits. That was it. Like, they were super quick.
I was an occasional pinch runner that year, and so I was warming.
do remember that.
I was running down this foul territory out there. Can you guys please score a run? I was like, if I wasn't had any say, I would put one out already. But
Tracy lines one up the middle.
It's the second time now he's let off the inning for the hit.
2 first pitch hits, 2 singles back up the middle. Pitchers who can rake.
No attempted courtesy runner this time.
No, we'll see, though. Maybe if we get to 2 outs or so, we'll see if they try to pinch run him.
Steve Madden had a complete game no-hitter through 7 of that 14-inning marathon.
I see him right now. We got some 11.
And there's a balk. Tracy's going
Nice.
to move up to second.
It's huge now. Runner in scoring position with no outs.
Like to see if you get a little bunt action here.
I think that was called, from what I was trying to say earlier, Leonard doesn't become set. He moves very quickly. This bunt picked up in the batter's box foul.
If that was a fair ball, the second base was not going to be there to cover first. That could have been very bad for us, Stoneham.
And he's running.
And you can see they were overshifted again.
Yeah. Now he's going to be back. And look at where the first baseman is. He is not afraid.
Let's hope
Now
for
you
his-
just got to try to push it past the pitcher's mound. You'll get there easy.
You definitely want to get to the left side here because, third baseman's trying not to crash here, but if it's at him, he's going to have to go for it.
Stady squares, sends it
Perfect.
down the third base line, and the speedster is going to beat out the throw.
That's exactly what he had to do there. He had that's the pitcher's responsibility there, but that ball was hit too hard, so the third baseman had to come over and go get that ball. It's perfect bunt right there by Stady.
A beautiful bunt. Just how they drew it up. Stady, one of the fastest guys. We talked about their athleticism and their speed, this time using it to their advantage. Stady He's a blazer in that coming out of that batter's box, and first and third, no outs. Maybe another bunt again. Who knows? Do a little bit of squeeze action.
I'm sure he's going to take off for second here.
1,000-point scorer on the basketball team. One of the leading wide receivers on the football team as well.
Maybe Reagan Vaughn can take her order.
That 14-inning marathon featured a lot of fun facts. The complete game no-no for Steve through 7.
Like I was saying, he's here right now in the stands. We got John Sella and Steve Madden and Pat Cummings right behind us right now.
Their pitcher had a complete game 2 hitter.
Yeah.
The problem
there was
was
not a lot of
that
hits. There was not a lot of hits in that game, for sure. The bench right now wants to give me a shout-out, so I'm going to give a shout-out to Brady Augusta. Only Brady Augusta, though.
That was a long day. I think we left town at like 1:30 that day.
Oh, it was a great day, though.
It was a good day. Would have been a little different if you lose in 14
No, that would have sucked. But I
was
was
saying, thank God we stopped for dinner before that game.
I remember talking to you about it.
What did we eat? We didn't eat anything, right, on the way home?
Oh, no. I remember Bill had bread, right?
No, yeah, but like on the
we didn't
bus ride
stop on
home,
the way home.
we didn't get anything.
I don't think anyone wanted to stop. Everyone just wanted to go home.
Oh, it was awesome. That was such a great day. But I remember how sore and I had never been so sore after a game before in my entire life.
I got sore from watching it.
I mean, everybody was. It was just so
I
stressful.
worked with a sweat. It was just 14 innings because I was running in between innings, just running back and forth 14 innings.
It was just such a high-intensity game.
I never got to get in the game because there wasn't enough base runners. I wasn't ever in the pinch run. I blame Steven for not getting on base for that one.
If I remember correctly, it was Jake Centrella who had that double in the
Broke it
top of
open.
14th inning.
Him and Salamini back-to-back doubles.
Yep. And Colin Crocker hit a little sack fly to take the lead for the first round of the game.
Sullivan offers 2-2.
It's funny, when we scored that first run, he felt like we had won because I was like,
Literally, it
at
was
this
like
rate, no one else is scoring.
I was on the mound still at that point. I was like, they're not scoring. Like,
Then they ended up scoring in the bottom half.
They did.
We put up a 5
They
spot.
did score 1.
Finally broke through. Put up a 5 spot in the top half.
Hockey coach Woodford was on the call
Yep.
with me for that one.
That game was 1 of 1, I would say.
At the home of the old Lowell Spinners.
May they rest in peace.
Does UMass Lowell baseball still play there?
They do still
They do.
play there. However, the stands have been condemned. I think this goes back to when we were up there for that game.
They were doing some work.
The sides of the right side bleachers and the left side bleachers. There goes Stady to second. The throw to short.
They do not fall for the trick play there. And the shortstop runs in there.
That was ball 3 to Sullivan, so now full count for him.
Abington's had some good history up there. They won a state title up there in 09 at the same field. And then we were able to get a berth to the state title. Unfortunately, didn't go our way, but some good fortunes up in Lowell for the Green Wave baseball program. Maybe they'll get back there this year. Who knows?
Sullivan looks at strike 3, and there's one away.
It's a good pitch right there. It's going right at the hitters. Same as Tracy has been all day. They're not afraid to go right at the hitters.
Foul tip into the catcher's mitt, strike 1.
I'm feeling some 9-hole magic right here from Colin Henry.
Where's the old school stirrups, just like you used to do?
Same ones, yeah.
I was thinking about you with your stirrups the other day. I don't know how it came up.
I think he looks pretty sick. Maybe a little biased.
I was watching a
but
broadcast where they were talking about stirrups, and I was like, Henry, I know he always had the
I don't know why
stirrups.
more people don't rock them. I did not wear them this year. I feel like this year, since I didn't play a lot, I feel weird wearing them on the bench, but
Because I was watching a game where the manager of the stirrups was like, yeah, that's a weird look for a manager to have the stirrups. And
No,
he had
I
like
love
them
them.
above his knees.
yeah, some people do wear them a little. The shorts, the pants are getting shorter.
I
and
saw
shorter.
Carlos Santana with them all the way up his thighs the other day.
Yep.
Check swing, ball 1 comes in low. Infield in on the grass again, trying to prevent the Green Wave from taking a lead.
Just a little bloop here will get the job done.
Put a ball in play. That's all you need to do in this situation. Put pressure on the defense.
Ground ball up the middle.
He's taking off.
Tracy will try it, and he's going to get beat. And now the Green Wave dugout at least trying to argue that the catcher was blocking the plate. But another runners on second and third for Abington. They come up empty.
It's like the Boston Red Sox, leaving runners on base.
The Red Sox caught a stray there. You're not wrong, though. But Leonard did a nice job working out of another jam. He's gotten himself into some trouble the past 2 innings, but nothing to show for it in the box score. Working out of jams, making pitches, getting big strikeouts. That time, an unconventional double play, but Leonard will take it. 1-1, headed to the 5th.
I'm not sure there if Coach Praxis sent him there or not. But that's a great play.
That could
by
be a
Stoneham.
situation where, say, Chris Patterson is
exactly.
running instead of Ben Tracy.
So I'm not sure what the ruling is on that. Maybe he's not on the roster for the game? That could be it?
He is on the roster.
He is, okay, so.
I don't understand the rule. I have to get clarification on it.
Don't really know.
It's like the Shohei Ohtani rule, the pitcher DH.
We actually, so that came up in one of our baseball games. So we had, I forget, we had to pinch run our DH. And so the ruling is that the pitcher in the game would then hit in the DH slot.
So it just gets rid of the DH.
If you basically get rid of your DH by pinch running your DH, I think.
So it essentially Chris Patterson would be in the game and then Tracy would be out, I'm assuming.
Yes, but because they have him as an optional DH right now, if he comes out of the game at any point, he could just stay in the lineup and the pitcher would the pitcher would pitch for him.
They should fix up that rule. It's just a courtesy runner. It's not even a pinch runner.
Yeah. Coach B's always got his little tricks, like his courtesy runners. So.
No one knows the rule book better than Steve Praxis.
I'm sure we'll get some sort of altercation with the umpire in this game.
The umpire didn't let it get by him. Respect. He knew the umpire was on top of it.
The best thing about Coach P is he will just start to argue with the umpire. The umpires sometimes don't know the rules, and he usually just almost gaslights them into changing the decision, I feel like.
It's funny that that's like a rule at every level now just because of Shohei Ohtani. He made his own rule.
Yeah.
Trailblazing baseball.
The first pitch strike right there.
Pitch number 67 on the day for Ben Tracy.
He's cruising along.
Efficient.
The pitch count.
Ground ball, handled by Stady on the backhand. Long throw,
that's a great
nice
pick.
stretch.
Oh my goodness, that was awesome.
Now you start the debate, who had the better play, the backhanded short from Stady or the long stretch by Will Callahan at first?
I'm going to give that one to Will there.
Yeah, you talk about the shortstop. Tyler Stady made a great play, but Will pick it up for his
every
man.
muscle in my leg tore just watching that.
Did you see the Red Sox play the other day with Abraham Toro? He stayed on the base, just an inch on the base, and saved a run.
Then they had a big review too, right?
Yeah, big review. They actually called him
Speaking
safe.
of reviews, Stoneham's coach is
They won't
arguing he was
be
off
able
the
to
bag.
reverse this because the umpire that's closest to the base saw it. The home plate umpire is not going to get a better look.
Sean Secondini
He was
talking to the umpire.
The umpire actually at first base found himself in good positions.
Yeah, no. I think he got the bag. They're going to have a talk probably.
They're going to talk about it.
Tyler Stady's been amazing at shortstop today. Some really great plays right there.
Callahan's had a good day at
And
first.
Callahan picking him up there at the pick.
Laced a base hit into right field. He's had some couple good defensive plays, including that one.
It's great to see. We have a great defensive first baseman over there after AJ Nash playing alongside him. Every ball you throw it to the right, to the left, over his head in the ground. He's getting that ball and he's making sure he's on the base.
It's like you pitchers testing Spencer Merrick.
Exactly.
Throw him in the dirt, nothing gets past him.
Defense wins ball games. Just a huge play by Will because if he doesn't make that pick, I might get away, and that's a double right there basically.
Brendan Cuniff has singled, scored the only Spartans run of the day, and also grounded to Stady at short. Swings through strike one. So now it's not a kite in center field, but the sprinklers on the JV field going off.
Would not be surprised if the sprinklers will just pop off on this field too.
That has happened before. That actually happened during a football game.
That's it.
They popped on this field and caught the end zone of the football field.
It's good to sit there watering the grass over there, though. Taking good care of it.
How was the course? How was the course? Decent so far. Decent. I had the PA now. I did my best Sean Riley impression. This one popped out towards Mason Nash in left. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 2.
2 quick outs again.
Said some of the quickest outs, quickest innings I've seen in a long time. Working quick, getting first pitch swings, first pitch outs. I think he's had 2 innings where the first 2 batters grounded out on the first 2 pitches. So, I mean, he'll take it. He's been very efficient today in the top of the 5th inning.
It's huge. It keeps your defense, ready to go. They're not really sleeping. There's a lot of times, you get full counts, and then you get a walk, and then another walk, and then, the defense is just, they're not really in the game sometimes. So, going pitch to pitch, getting outs right away really helps.
Aiden Smith, the only Spartan to reach base twice today, a walk and a single. Up in his count, 2-0. Check swing. He did offer it that one for strike 1. Called strike 2. Time granted. It's always interesting when the opposing dugout steals some of the chants from the Green Wave. We've seen it time and time again over the years.
Game recognizes game.
High stakes, chippy. I wouldn't call it a chippy game at all, but everyone's getting excited. It's a tie game, so.
We used some stuff we learned
did.
from, especially on a called ball, St. John Paul.
We would definitely take some stuff.
One narrowly missing a vehicle.
I would say we were antagonists is how I would describe our bench.
Yeah, we
It worked though, I will say.
we like to talk a little bit, I would say.
Stady, another chance. He's not going to attempt the long throw. That would have been another Sports Center top 10 worthy play had he made it. Gives a runner on first. And now Smith has reached base all 3 times up. Here's Toronto, who grounded into the 4-6-3 double play in the first, singled in the third. Sends this one towards Sullivan. Throw
Great
first.
play.
And the Spartans strand another as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Still knotted up. 1 run apiece between Stoneham and Abington in this MIAA round of 32 Division 4 baseball matchup. Winner will play presumably Linfield.
Most likely.
Amesbury's in that side of the bracket again. A
Oh.
foe that you guys are quite familiar with.
Played them twice. We beat them both times. We beat them once when they were the 1 seed. Remember, we went into their house and
Oh, I remember.
That was
a great game.
That was a
That
fun
was the
effort.
loudest
that was
the
a
bench.
very long weekend
That was
for me.
the loudest the
Well,
bench should ever been.
That was the Wacona weekend?
Wacona,
Yeah.
Wacona on Saturday.
I remember the
with
Wacona
softball
weekend
team.
when the bus got stuck in the
Bus
tunnel.
got wedged under the bridge.
I remember the Wacona weekend.
Left Abington High at around 8:30 in the morning. Got back at 10 o'clock at night. Time for the fireworks on Founders Day weekend.
That sounds like a dream, Mad Dog.
Went out to. So
What more can you
Wacona's
ask
way
for?
out west. Wacona's in Dalton, which
It's
is on
not
the New
further
York border.
than Pittsfield, is it?
Pittsfield is top left. Dalton is under Pittsburgh. It's
Okay.
just south of it.
Okay.
But then Amesbury is the complete polar opposite. That's the
Yep.
dead north corner of Massachusetts.
That's actually a pretty long drive in and of itself. Longer than I think anyone anticipated, especially the city traffic, too, on a Sunday afternoon when we played. Do you don't mind sitting in traffic after a big playoff win, though?
After that, coming home that day was a lot more enjoyable than coming home this Saturday.
That was a fun game up there. The game we had down here with against them was fun as well. The 3-2 game. I think
That was a great
they had
game.
second and third in the seventh, and John forced the last out of the game.
Great
And
play by
that was the
Pat.
same. In the next game we played Northbridge. We had some good games that run.
So here's Mason Nash, top of the order for the Green Wave. Cooper and Salamini also due up. Here's a very interesting shift. And I'll defer to the professionals on this one, guys.
I just don't understand
For
it. It's
a
a
lefty,
lefty.
the second baseman is behind the bag.
I think Mason's more of a pull hitter, and he's pretty fast too.
Trying to take away that single up the middle and just to give up a single through the right side.
Even a ball to the first baseman's his right, that's gonna be a tough play for him to probably get over to the bag.
And now that being said, the second baseman has pink wristbands, which one would think is going to be an issue. This one to short, handled. Nash
What are you
trying to
saying?
go opposite field.
What are you saying about the pink wristbands?
So similar to the Tracy Glove issue
Oh.
back before the first inning, he's got bright pink wristband, which is not Stoneham's color.
Yeah, I wear a pink wristband, arm sleeve. I think it's only for the pitcher because I would take it off when I would pitch. So pretty much, I think the fielders get free way of doing whatever. Not too sure what's going on here. Salamini's on deck and he's standing out next to Coach Praxis.
Looks to be a medical issue with a fan. We'll keep an eye on that.
Somebody get hit with a ball. I think when Salamini was warming up, a ball might have gotten by and hit a fan. But he is
one
on deck.
fouled off.
But the good thing is Cooper's had a long enough at bat to probably get him ready. Hit.
Because they weren't even sitting behind the thing because they were sitting right in kind of in the bullpen area.
Did they just move? Is that what happened?
Yeah, because I actually think they're Linfield because I saw some Linfield baseball stuff on their sweatshirts and stuff like that.
Comebacker to Leonard. He'll flip to first, and there's two away.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Gonna keep your head on a swivel in the broadcast booth.
All right, he's up and ready, so that's not too sure what happened. I'm sure we'll find out though. But
So I think they were sitting in the bullpen area, so I wonder if Ron
I
just got away
always
from Ryan.
hated warming up. And there'd be people sitting on the wall in the bullpen, and you just try not to. You're obviously not gonna hit them, but what just
You
might
got the
have
pressure
happened.
on you too. They're watching you.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking about, hey, man, I can't throw this one away.
So if I'm reading what was going on correctly, Tracy's at around 75 pitches. Might be just under. Leonard's going to call this one himself and retire the side. So Tracy, I believe, only needs 1 day of rest if he comes out now.
Yep.
If he hits 90 pitches, I think he needs an additional day of rest. Salamini, if he doesn't get to 75, could go again in game 2.
I think the goal here is for Ben to finish this inning out, and then if the score stays how it's going to stay, I think Salamini's going to come in. I think Praxis wants to secure the win, so he's going to want to put his ace on the mound to try and close it out. But they always need to score a run first before that's going to happen. So the hope here is, shutout inning here, score a run, and then you put him out for the last 3 outs. But the pitch counts do come into play for sure, because you never know when you're going to play. I would assume it would probably be Tuesday or Wednesday. But
Tracy, indeed, back on the hill.
he's also been doing great. It's hard. It's hard to pull a pitcher like that when he's pitching the way he is.
Linfield and Amesbury doing battle tomorrow at 2:30 in the afternoon.
So that's good then. Then they probably won't play Tuesday then if they're playing tomorrow. So it's probably gonna be a Wednesday Thursday game. It's gonna be really nice out those 2 days. It's gonna be like 90
Oh,
degrees.
Wednesday's going to be piping hot.
Yeah.
Let's just say we appreciate Amesbury in this case for taking out St. Mary's of Westfield because that would have been another long drive.
How far is that?
Springfield area.
Westfield's
yeah.
out there.
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah.
Maybe take a trip to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
It's a shot to center.
Nice play by
Reaching
Ryan.
up and making the grab is Salamini. Another first pitch swing. That was definitely the hardest hit ball of the day. Salamini, good jump on it.
Yeah, he was on that one. Just
It's a great piece.
good piece of hitting right there. Even better defending.
Yeah.
I mean, Tracy will take it every day.
See a little
And-
celebration by Ryan over there.
Ryan's never been afraid to use his little celebrations out in the outfield.
No, he's a very vibrant player. That's how I describe him.
Strike one to the pitcher, Bryce Leonard. He's 1 for 2.
I think that was the
Pop
first
out to
pitch.
first.
One pitch, one out, right?
Yeah, another one.
And then right there, first pitch strike.
Make a trip to the North Shore later this week. We'll have to find a good pizza spot to go to.
There's no, I don't want to insult anybody, but there's not a lot of good pizza on the North Shore. They do the sweet sauce thing. Here's another one to Salamini, drifting
Nice
over.
and easy.
Two
Too
for
hard
two.
at balls. Well, I try to use Dave Portnoy's pizza reviews, but he says Monty's of Lynn's awesome, but I don't believe him on that one because that's his hometown place. He said
That's
this
his
is not a
hometown
real
place.
score.
So if you're up on the North Shore, you're gonna get a roast beef sandwich.
Oh, big beef.
That's the move.
I know. I heard.
like roast beef.
I heard the Bill Ricca. I think it's Bill Ricca House of Pizza has like one of the best big beefs on the North Shore. I don't
was
know.
up at Endicott last weekend.
Nice place up there.
Nick's roast beef. It's phenomenal. They're 1-1 in the Division III College World Series right now, the Gulls. Two-out single for Sean Powers. He's aboard for the first time.
That's 3 hard hit balls. Looks like they're starting to see the ball well the third time through the order. Just hopefully he can get a ground ball and just get out of this.
I'd like to
sixth
see him
inning.
mixing that curveball a little bit more here.
He had good success with it, especially on the first pitch.
Especially versus the same hitter here.
The big DH,
Get a little
Mike
pop up here or
Peacock.
something.
He's grounded to Stady at short both times.
It was like the same exact hit, too. Stady made a nice play in the hole, ranging.
Sends this one through the hole at first and second.
See what the decision is here. Maybe a mound visit coming up.
Dylan Brown has grounded to second and struck out looking.
Looks like Praxis is sticking with Tracy here. I like it.
Pinch runner for the DH is Antonio Carpentieri. So you can courtesy run for a DH, but not for a pitcher who would also be a DH.
I'm not sure if he has to come out of the game now. The DH.
He's going to re-enter.
He will re-enter as a hitter?
Yes.
He can, okay.
Yeah, so I think it's just like a weird rule with the option.
The rules are all different. Because in college, once you get taken out, you're out. You can't
Yeah.
come back in.
Ground ball to Stady. It will get through, and Stoneham's going to wave him around. The throw home is going to be high to the backstop, and that will allow the runners to move up to second and third. Stoneham takes another one-run lead.
Throw just kind of got away there.
In a game like this, I feel like those bases loaded, second and third innings where you're unable to get one across, it's going to come back to bite you a little bit, and it has so far. The Green Wave now playing from behind in the 6th inning. Hopefully Tracy can just get a ground ball like he has all afternoon and get out of it, allowing just one run.
Paul on him.
That'll be the day for Tracy on the hill.
It was a great outing by Ben. Great job today. For a
So,
kid that,
he's going to come in.
for a kid that's never pitched, in a high leverage situation like that, he did a great job today.
Worked through that first inning. That it could have been a lot worse than just one run. And
So now Chris Patterson heads out to left.
Probably move Mason to center, I would assume.
So indeed, Chris Patterson is the new left fielder. Mason Nash moves over to center field. Salamini into the mound. Ben Tracy will remain in the lineup. Chris Patterson will not bat.
Well, Patterson gets to get in the game this time. They tried to not let him pinch run, but he's actually playing the field. Green Wave just need to keep the composure here. We got 6 outs to get the game back in.
Now there's a little bit of confusion with the warm-ups on how many pitches Salamini has.
should be 8.
He didn't get to really warm up in the bullpen too much, I don't think. So
He didn't, so he was just like trying to throw hard back and forth with Cooper to loosen up the arm.
yeah,
And the umpire told him he only had 3 pitches left, so Cooper should probably like get down and get in pitcher-catcher formation.
you got the 9 hitter up now, or I believe so, right?
This is Danny DiPrizio, the 9 hitter.
Okay. Because I was gonna say you might want to walk the hitter to load up the base, get the force, but you obviously don't want to walk the 9 hitter to have the leadoff hitter come up.
He has walked, been picked off of first, and grounded to shortstop.
Yeah, that whole rally came kind of with the bottom of the lineup too.
Yep.
Those
With
5,
2
6
outs?
With 2 outs, he had 2 quick outs, and then the
Yeah,
5, 6, 7
he
guys
did.
all had singles. Then the 8 hitter lined one up the middle that led to the
Just
second
some good
run of the
hitting,
game.
everything up the middle.
Aggressive still, swinging at the first pitch. I think like every at bat this inning.
Salamini offers a first pitch fastball low and away. Another heater, good for strike 1.
Moving up the middle. Middle infielders are.
1-1, sliced foul.
Watch your
Headhunter
lips.
towards the first base coach.
Tyler Praxis would have got
Made a-
behind that ball and caught it.
Would have made a play on that one.
Seen some pretty impressive plays at third by Steve Paraxis over the years. Of course, now he's forced to wear the helmet.
Definitely getting out of the way now.
Liner up the middle will score another one. They're going to wave the runner from second, and
great
he's
shoot.
going to be beat.
Job.
Great throw by Mason Nash from center field, but Stoneham adds a third. They take a 3-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
I like the send there, though, from Stoneham. You already played it 2
You
in
have
the
to,
inning,
for there,
3-1.
for sure.
Might as well, try and tack on another run, make the center fielder make a good play, and Nash did. But keep putting pressure on the defense. I like the aggressive base running. Although you could say, the top of the lineup's coming up, keep guys on, but you already put 2 up in the inning. You might as well keep going. And Mason Nash made a nice play in center to get out of the jam.
I think in that scenario, too, when you've already had a ball overthrown and then you now put a new center fielder over there, I think it's not too bad to test him. They also probably don't really know how good of an arm he has because, again, he hasn't been playing center field all game. Great play by Mason. They got to dig deep now.
Callahan, Duggan, Ben Tracy due up for the Green Wave.
We were talking about how it's going to be piping hot later this week. My question is, would you guys rather this chilly weather or the 90-degree weather for a baseball game?
I'm going 75.
Yeah.
75.
I think this is better. I would like the sun to be out, but
I think I'm in the minority. I love when it's hot, like super hot.
Tuesday is going to be the day for you.
Yeah.
80 and sunny.
Get the pool going now because I've been working on the pool a little bit, scrubbing the walls because my mom says I don't do enough around the house. Just trying to keep the missus happy. So be in the pool with my boy Jerry, my dog. For those of you who don't know, Jerry is back home. But
forgot about Jerry. He's a beast.
I'm looking
Does
forward to
Steven
some
help
hot
out around
weather.
the house as well?
Well, Steven's working every day.
Okay,
Unlike
all right.
me. But
So he has an excuse.
he just acts like he's saving the world.
All I'm going to say is Mrs. Cashman Madden is probably right.
Oh, she's 100% right. Oh, I don't. It's battle royal in my house at every second of every day. That's why I hang out by the pool, because just throwing some YouTube out back, come on, nothing gets better. Maybe when it's a little that hot, I don't know if I'll be hanging out by the pool. Maybe I'll be in the pool. But
Here's Callahan, 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. Still Leonard on the hill.
No sign
Stare
of
down.
No sign of another pitcher warming up. Looks like they're gonna ride him.
Leonard settled in too after that first inning run he allowed.
He's been great too.
Green Wave scored without even getting a hit in the first inning. There's no errors either. It was just a walk. Mason got the second on the pass ball, and then ground balls, moving him over, and then driving him in. So manufacturing a run at its finest in the first, but no offense since then.
Disjointed swing for Callahan that time. He's down 0-2.
Just got to shorten up here and put the ball in play. Honestly, that right side with that first baseman, he's pretty far over to the left.
That one low for ball 1. Another one comes in low, 2-2.
Oh yeah, Kate. Okay, Kate. 2-4.
Another strikeout for Leonard.
He's been pitching great today. Green Wave need to disrupt him because he's locked in right now.
And he's gotten better as the game's gone on, so I feel like he's throwing harder now too.
Do you have a pitch count on him by any chance? Or?
5th K of the day. We can get a pitch count in between innings.
There we go. That's what
Ground
they need.
ball. Nice stop by the shortstop, but
What
no
they
chance
need.
for a throw.
Tracy already got 2 hits here now. It's caused some havoc here.
Tracy has singled twice. Only member of the Green Wave to reach base 2 times.
I'm gonna call it
I don't know what's going on over here.
Now the conversation at first base.
Looks like they're jawing at each other and he's
Maybe-
trying to settle it.
Maybe talking summer plans.
Probably ask him what they're having for dinner after the game.
Hey man, how's your weekend going?
Just a little small talk. Nothing. No big deal.
It's Duggan in Toronto over there.
Okay, Doug. Back.
Quick
See.
check to first.
He has it.
Didn't know if the first base was giving him a little bit of a hard tap or whatever with the glove, but
The intensity's kind of ramped up the past half inning.
it has.
So.
It's gotten very intense.
Ever since Henry said that
It's not a chippy
not
game.
very
I said
intense.
it's not a
It's not
chippy
chippy.
game, and now
That falls into
wild
our
pitch.
that falls into our jinx that me and Matt have certain words we don't say on the broadcast. So
all right, but
don't
a
overstep
chippy
the
game
line.
isn't
here.
bad.
Don't say it today.
It's always good to have a chippy game.
No, I was never one for the chippy games.
You weren't.
No.
Green Wave have life here. They got to stay up now. They're shifted over on Tracy, who's a lefty. I just don't understand these shifts. Second baseman is so far over.
So I was always taught that this is a shortstop's bag with a lefty up.
Yes. Although Tracy has gone opposite field both times, so I can respect it.
1-1 to Tracy. That one misses low.
No, thank you.
Tracy, I'm sure, sees that large swath of green in right center field.
Oh my God.
Another wild pitch,
Here we go.
and Duggan will dive into third.
Fly ball will get him in.
Job this
Get one run here, make the seventh easier, but obviously they're looking for more than one run here.
Joe Ben. Hey, do it for Tegan. 6. Hang on. Do it for Tegan. Hey, 6. Win it, Bond.
It's great at bat.
Another walk.
Thank you.
Wonder if Patterson will run here.
He can't. He's in the game.
He's in the game,
He's
so
playing
it'll
left
be
now.
someone else.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, I forgot he substituted. Okay. Because I'm assuming Coach Praxis at this point is
He-
going to take him out of the lineup to get a
Yeah.
little speed with the tying run.
Most likely he's not going to be able to come up again.
It will be Chris Patterson.
Okay, this is interesting.
So,
I'm-
because I think Chris came in for Ben, so he's Ben's fielder.
that is true. No.
So they're tied in with a sub.
Yeah. So now Chris will hit, though, I believe.
Yeah, but I think
if
that's
he does
something-
get up again.
I think that's something Coach Praxis is willing to sacrifice with the tying run on
Yeah.
base. Add some speed.
I still think that
That he can re-enter again?
he can re-enter as DH. We'll check on that in between innings.
Great game by Tracy, though, if that is the end of it. 2 hits and a walk. Just a great pitching performance as well. They do have the bullpen warming up, looks like down there in the batting cage. Another right-handed pitcher.
Got a lot of speed on the bases, and Stady at the plate can get out of the box well as
Hey,
well.
Chris, were you with Tegan last night? 8-3.
Lots of talk to the umpire today.
I think he's asking the same question we were about how come Chris couldn't run in the first inning, but now
Yeah.
he can. And but I'm assuming that just means Tracy's out of the game.
I think so.
Obviously, in the first inning, you're not trying to get your pitcher out of the game, so
All right, here we go. Another talk.
It looks like Jaden LeMay is the Spartan stretching out.
Is Chad here? Chad? Chad?
maybe just trying to buy a little bit of time in the bullpen for their starter.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how many pitches he's at, but he's probably getting close to being done. And as we saw, I mean, we've already got 2 base runners in a row, so.
For those wondering, Leonard is 85 pitches into his afternoon.
Okay,
We'll see how long they want to take him. I mean, you do have the bottom of the order coming up, so if he feels confident, going against him, he might keep him in, but
Okay, hard eyes.
Patterson's fast. You can see a second and third real quick right here. And Stady's got great speed, had that great bump last time.
Just got to keep putting balls in play, put pressure on the defense, and like I said, just put the ball in play. Anything can happen, and good things tend to happen. But you don't want to run into an out here
You do not.
on the base path.
You got to find a happy medium between that, keeping it safe, but also being aggressive enough to try and win the ball game.
That comes with the risk of having speed on the bases. Sometimes you get over aggressive.
Stady 1 for 2. Patterson, another one of those, we call him the energy guy on the basketball team. Whenever he came in,
Making
he was going to
defensive
be
plays.
physical. He'd reach in, he'd steal the ball. Wouldn't necessarily score a lot. Couldn't hawk up a half-court shot like Steph Curry. But he's going to change the momentum of the game. Same thing on the football field. 87.
Is the max 115, right?
115,
115, yeah.
Let's say both guys have been very efficient today.
They're
Leonard's
not
been
throwing in the
efficient
pen
as
right
well.
now.
I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but until that walk on Ben Tracy, I think Leonard's only walk today was the leadoff walk that ended up scoring in the first.
Sounds about right.
So both pitchers have been very effective and very efficient on the mound. Now back to
Going
back.
away, walks Stady.
Starting to-
Loads him up.
Bases loaded for Shane. This kid's due.
Leonard's starting to labor too late in this outing. Bases loaded.
See if Shane can find some grass here.
Type of
Speed all on the bases right now.
one of these moments you dream of as a baseball player. Bases loaded, 2-run game in the playoffs.
Yep.
Sullivan has walked and struck out. The strikeout was a battle, getting, I think, to a full count. Nowhere to put him if you're Stoneham. Still just one out here for the Green Wave in the bottom of the 6th. Sullivan offering at a first pitch curveball, fouled off to the backstop. Called strike 2.
He's got to protect here now. That right side gap, just slap a ball right by him. The crowd's getting into it now, too. Gotta love it.
See Kingston Maxwell leading the fan section over there. Jack Riley as well.
Henry jinxed it. He said, not really. Very
I
chippy
guess
and
so. I
intense,
mean,
and top of the 6th, Stoneham scored a couple, and just like that, we have some playoff atmosphere.
I will say it's not a chippy game again. I'll say it again. It's not a chippy game.
Not like the games we had some of those times. we brought that upon ourselves, though.
So with your debut in the broadcast booth, there's a couple of rules. Anything you say, the teams will immediately prove it wrong.
Everyone learns the hard way.
Check swing, and he's going to get rung up.
It's a tough pitch there.
Good location by Leonard. Gave himself a chance.
Really good pitch there.
You could argue it could have been outside, but Leonard made a pitch, put it on the outside corner, and got a call with 2 away.
6th K of the day for Leonard. Here's Colin Henry. 0 for 2, looks at ball 1 outside.
It's like the same pitch.
Yeah, it's very similar.
He's going to live there if he's going to get the call, but I don't blame him. But
We'll take it now, though.
Henry blooper, handled by the first baseman, and the Green Wave will leave them loaded in a worst-case scenario, bottom of the 6th.
Talk about the missed opportunities today.
Yeah, it's been tough. They do have Tahoe coming up, though, so. Just haven't been able to execute. Sometimes it just happens.
One of the attributes of the Green Wave is never say die. They will go out on the shield.
I would love a walk-off.
It'll be the top of the order for Abington in the bottom of the 7th.
They've had their chances. And I believe they will probably get another chance the next inning.
Top of the lineup coming up, yep.
Meanwhile, Stoneham will match that with their 1-2-3 hitters. Brendan Cuniff will lead off. He's 1 for 3, a single and a run scored back in the first. He is grounded out to short and flown out to left.
Yeah, wind and sun.
Always an interesting mix here at Lou Gorman, at Tom Graham Diamond. Sorry, it's like I knew it was going to happen at some point today with Stoneham, and of course, my full-time work is at Stonehill College, where Lou Gorman Field is located.
Ladies and gentlemen, Abington High School want to remind you that tomorrow, the Abington Green Wave girls will be playing their home playoff game at 4 o'clock against Manchester Essex, and at 6 o'clock, the Abington Green Wave boys lacrosse team will be playing a playoff game against Advanced Math and Science Academy. That's tomorrow. 4 p.m.
Two teams we're very familiar with.
We played both those
The
teams.
baseball team is very familiar with. Softball kicks off their postseason run tomorrow at 4 against Manchester Essex, the Hornets.
That should be a fun one.
I'm glad they pushed the lacrosse game back. It was supposed to be at 4, I believe.
I was just checking the weather for tomorrow because I was hoping we can hopefully don't run into some bad weather, but it looks all clear. It's high 60s.
First pitch line drive, a nice diving grab by Sullivan at second. Lacrosse team will take on AMSA, Advanced Math and Sciences Academy. You saw them twice in that run of deep playoff runs.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we were very happy that they had won because if they had lost in the higher seed, we would have ended up, I think, in like North Reading at Shawshene Valley Tech or something.
We got
we got an extra home game out of it.
Some good luck out of that. Got a lot of home games that round.
We got a lot of good luck there on our runs. Seems like everything's fell our way.
Smith, the only Spartan to reach base 3 times. In fact, he's still the only one to see the base paths multiple times. Won't do it here. Solomon, he comes in with a big strikeout. There's 2 away.
Did this guy threaten the wife of our right fielder? Yes, I think so. Yeah, he did actually.
Like Toronto. Grounded into a double play, singled and grounded to second. First pitch heater called strike 1.
Ryan looks great on the mound. He's throwing hard. I'm excited to see where he'll end up for college. He'll be going there going to college for baseball for sure.
So, I mean, he did make SportsCenter top 10 for a diving touchdown grab at Duxbury High.
I did see that. He made sure to tell me about that one. No, it was pretty cool.
He texted me about it, and I thought he was kidding because anyone who knows Ryan well enough knows he lies about a lot. So that was real cool to see.
Grounded to Sullivan.
Great play by Shane.
And the Green Wave keep the deficit at 2, heading to the bottom of the 7th inning, top of the order coming up for the Green Wave.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to direct your attention to the home team dugout to thank our volunteer cable TV crew, but especially want to note our cameraman today in the white shirt. Congratulations to sophomore Aiden Calcano, the Division 5 state champion and the new Abington High School record holder for the 400-meter hurdles, Aiden Calcano.
Always nice to get shout-outs.
Cameraman, shout-out.
especially
I saw that on
For-
Twitter that he had a new
That was really
school
cool.
record.
School
That's
record.
awesome. In the
Gold
playoffs,
medalist
too?
in the state track meet.
That's incredible.
400 hurdles. 400-meter hurdles.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't think I could get over one hurdle,
I'd like
let
to
alone
try it,
400
but like,
meters of
I don't
them.
know how you jump over one and keep your speed to get over the next one, you know?
I was at Braintree High earlier this week on Tuesday night, and they had some guy was practicing hurdles, and I was watching him because I was there for my brother's game, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I couldn't even run 400 meters nonstop at this point, let alone have to hop over the hurdles.
I usually get gassed around the 25-meter mark.
I get gas getting out of the car.
Same pitcher in.
So Leonard's game to finish. He will face the top of the order, Nash, Cooper, and Solomini. They are 3 for 9 between the three of them. There is some throwing now in the Stoneham bullpen. Got to imagine a pretty short leash here.
I think
Money time.
Leonard wants to finish this game. I think he told his coach that, and his coach is going to trust him, but he's definitely going to have a short leash.
He's a gamer. I mean, like he's gotten into some trouble, but
He
I feel
has.
like he elevates his stuff and his pitch execution when it's guys on second and third. We saw with the bases loaded in the sixth. The higher the leverage, the better his stuff is.
Nash grounds it to first. Toronto, a nice backhand play, flips to Leonard, and there's one out.
The shift worked out there. He was right there for the ball.
It helps to have an athletic guy coming off the mound as well,
Yep,
and Leonard
he got
getting
there.
over quick.
Nice and quick.
No hesitation. Sometimes pitchers forget or are slow off the mound, but Leonard was over there right away with a fast runner to get out number one.
Cooper 1 for 3, 2 groundouts and a single. And again,
First base
we see Toronto moving way
Even more
over.
over now. I know.
Just bunted down the first base line.
I mean, even a ground ball, he's got to run like 45 feet to get over to the base.
Cooper down 0-2.
It's weird. On the pitch, he's like stepping a little to his left, trying to make up for that room a little bit. Like he'll give like 2 steps to his left, get closer to the bag, but still playing way over. He's been over there all game. It really hasn't come back to bite them yet. But
Chopper up the middle. The throw is in time, a big stretch.
nice play.
And the Green Wave are down to their last out.
They've been good defensively all game long.
They
too.
have been.
Toronto's been good at first. They've made some good plays. That was a good play at short. Green Wave, backs against the wall.
I will say, down to your last out, the guy I feel most confident is definitely Solomini. See if he can get something started here for some 2-out magic. Doesn't got to do too much here.
Fouled off into the parking lot.
And the little
Regardless
kids are
of
after
if
him.
it ends here or not, memorable season for the Green Wave, especially Coach Paraxlis, who back in February diagnosed with a brain tumor, was cleared from physical therapy the next day,
Incredible.
and the only lasting effect, he has to wear a helmet at third base. Ground ball to short. Long throw to first is wild,
Safe.
and
Here we go.
Solomini is on
We
the
have
board.
life.
New life.
And Toronto looks a little bit shaken up.
He's complaining about something.
I think he got hit by Solomini, and he's arguing that he couldn't catch it. The throw's
There's been a
wide
lot of
anyway.
close plays at
It-
first, I feel
yeah.
like, with him especially. They're talking right now. I don't know what's going on at that first base, but
A lot of
a
conversation.
lot of conversation today with that one specific player.
Here's Will Callahan.
I feel like first basemen are just in general talkative, whether it's good or bad.
I usually talk most of the time.
I talked too, but I don't know if I was a positive talker. The good thing about the South Shore League is you know like 90% of the league
You do.
on a personal level, so it doesn't
And
get as chippy.
when you get to like
The
you know,
playoffs.
junior and senior year, you've seen the same kids.
Yeah, and you play a lot of the same kids growing up. A lot of them play together. We knew all the Norwell kids from playing together and whatnot, but you play with a lot of the same guys, so you get to know them. You develop some friendly rivalries, some unfriendly rivalries.
There you go.
Wild pitch will move Salamini up to second. Long turn for Salamini.
No reason to run into an out. His run doesn't mean too much because obviously you're chasing too, so you do not want to run into an out.
I was talking about how they were talking at first. I'm surprised they even held him on. I mean, the run doesn't
Yeah.
just get in position, but I think he likes to hold on because I think he likes to talk a little bit at first, which I respect. He's a competitor. I think he wasn't afraid to
I
head
think they
over
wanted to
there.
exchange some words.
Season's greetings.
The 1-2, chopped to second. High hop, in and out of the
Oh.
glove.
Stay at third. Here we
Runners
go.
on the corners.
Here we go. Green Wave is showing grit here with 2 outs.
Now you definitely hold him on at first with the tying run.
Yep, 100%. I think Callahan's got some pretty decent speed.
Duggan sparked with an almost rally last inning too.
Yep.
Single through the left side, so maybe Sean Duggan the big moment.
Second error made by Sean Powers at second.
The pitcher looks like he's calling his coach out.
Chris Patterson on deck, so Ben Tracy out of the game.
Yeah.
Sean Duggan, he singled his last time up. Big lead for Salamini. First pitch strike on the curveball.
Duggan does not need to do too much. You just got to keep passing the torch here.
If you're Leonard, you got to go right after him. Don't give up any baseball balls, any walks. Just be aggressive in the zone. That's what he's done all day, and that's what he's continuing to do this at bat.
Fouled off, and now Duggan down 0-2.
Right side, completely open.
The 0-2 from Leonard. Grounded back up the middle. The throw is in time, and the 18th seed comes into Abington and upsets the 15th seeded Green Wave. Final score 3-1. Abington made it interesting at the end, but Stoneham will move on to play Linfield, presumably on Wednesday. Green Wave will prematurely see their season come to an end. James, your final thoughts on today's game?
Leonard was good on the mound for Stoneham. He battled. He early on didn't have his best stuff, but like I said, I feel like when the moment got bigger, when the leverage got higher, second and third, 1 out, bases loaded, 2 outs. Leonard brought his best stuff. He had his best stuff in the biggest moments of the game and battled through some, mishaps and booted balls in the infield and was able to, will his team to victory and get ready for a second-round matchup with presumably Linfield.
Henry, your debut in the broadcast booth. What did you think?
I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. It's unfortunate the season ends like this. This is a young team, though. They're only losing 2 seniors, so I would not worry too much about this team. I think this is going to be a learning experience for them, and they're going to be right back here. They get a little bit of a taste of what the playoffs feels like and also that bitter taste of what it likes to lose. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of thought this whole entire offseason, and they're going to be a little upset with themselves, and they're going to, I think, use that as motivation to, put together an even better season next year.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in, as always, to the networks of Abington Community Access and Media. Of course, our cameraman, Aiden Calcano da Silva. My broadcast partners, Dr. James Madden, Henry Rogers, our executive producer, Kevin Tacci. Another memorable season. The action continues on ACAM all week long. Tomorrow we've got softball and lacrosse on deck for you. You two will have the call of softball against Manchester Essex. Don't talk too much trash against the Hornets. Final score one more time from the Tom Graham Diamond. 3-1 Stoneham knocks out the Abington Green Wave. Want to thank you all for watching on behalf of everyone here at Abington Cam. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson, and we will see you next game.